every Friday, our friends at Local Environmental give us an opportunity to blow off a little steam, to hammer out an email to Real Talk and to have it considered for a high-octane, turned-up-to-10 segment we call Trash Talk. We lead off with this one from Mike. He sent this in this morning. He says, just a quick one here, Jespo. It's interesting to me that those that have long been opposed of accepting refugees from various non-white countries are quick to welcome Ukrainians fleeing war. I guess as long as you're from a mostly white country, then you've checked the only box that matters to them. It's pretty sad. That said, sincerely, hopefully, those fleeing get to where they need to be. Safe travels to all. That from Mike. What about this one from Nicole, who says, I'm writing with regards to an interview that you did on February the 14th with 3 high school students. It was extremely one-sided. I'm the parent of 3 young men that attend this school. A very large portion of these kids, you remember this was the walkout protest, are not against the premier, and they're not against his masking views. As a matter of fact, I've spoken to many of my son's friends, and I find that most of the students I've spoken to are open to choice. If you want to wear a mask, fine. If you don't, fine. In this interview, one of your students stated that she attends what she calls, quote, a bit of a redneck school. This is a derogatory comment. Many parents and students take offense to this. Mounds of successful students and teachers attend, graduate, and work at this very professional school and do not deserve the title of being rednecks. Depending on the source, this depicts an uneducated, typically white, mid to lower class working person who is crass and unsophisticated. It is commonly associated with the terms cracker, hillbilly, and white trash. This story on Real Talk leaves me wondering why students on the other side of the fence were not part of this show, at least in order to defend themselves against being referred to as rednecks. That from Nicole. Thanks for having your say. This from Daniel, who says, why are more and more people not trusting mainstream media? You know that no journalist, not even Ryan, do reports without heavy editing. These edits cause a bias that most would describe as bending the truth or even attacking groups. Why has a story happened? Going past speculation to find root causes doesn't always happen. Otherwise, the story may never be published. The journalist may not profit. Everybody's scared to say something that may upset others. Their fear keeping them in the dark. Please do better. This from Daniel, who says, if you don't, I fear in the end you will feel guilt, and you do not deserve that. At least try to ask why a radicalized left is socially acceptable, but a radicalized right is not, says Daniel. Please keep me anonymous as I work with everyone, left and right, in hopes that true peace can be reached for those caught in the middle. You got it, Daniel. Not his real name. How about this one from Morgan, who says, I am sick and tired of being told to find unity with the dregs of our society who for the last 2 years haven't given a crap about anybody else, skirting the rules, only doing the bare minimum because they were forced to while kicking and screaming the whole way. So instead of telling me to find unity with them, how about they open a fucking book and listen to science and cut the conspiracy bullshit and remember that they actually live in a functioning society and try being a member of it. Then we can pursue unity. That from Morgan. How about this one from Robert, who says, your vaccine status is not your identity. The tribalism I see is worrying me. The words and things coming from people shocks me. He says, I get that we've all been fear level max 10 for 2 years, but at some point this will become endemic and we will move on from this virus. What people will not forget is how they were treated and by whom. The example, I don't know my cousin and I will ever recover from her suggesting that this was a thing about Nazis and the Holocaust. I can't sort out if I was the Jewish person or the Nazi in her villain story, but whatever. Maybe this utopian theoretical world I want but refuse to hate, and I wish everyone else wouldn't either, vaccinated or vaccinated. I grew up as a result of a challenging childhood, and I firmly believe that hurt people hurt people. So let's be kind to one another. That from Robert. That sounded actually a little positive for Trash Talk. My apologies. I could have kept it in a different tone of voice. This one from Anne, who says, I know that it's wrapped up. I know they're on their way home. But I can't stop thinking about the kids, the children in this convoy. The cleanliness in the air or lack thereof really bad when trucks are parked and idling and particulates can enter the lungs. And what about the other facts like noise going over like 80 decibels consistently for long periods of time, a risk of hearing loss? What about all these concerned parents who are housing their kids in trucks, enslaving them to an unhealthy future? Why make your child a shield for your stupidity? That from Anne. And this one from Adam, who says, Jesperson, I want to apologize apologize for all my emails lately. Angry Adam writes in often. Don't you ever stop, Adam. He says, to be honest, I generally just write them as therapy. When the world parks like 2 inches from my passenger door when it could have parked anywhere in a completely empty parking lot, and I feel the urge to lay down across the front seats and with all my might kick my door open with 2 feet like I'm Chuck Norris exiting a clown car. He says, and yeah, sometimes when I type it out, it gets me even more agitated than I've been in past. I know it's ironic that I'm telling you to not pay attention to all my emails in an email, but I think you'll get the gist. Just throw them in the whenever you have time folder. Sending them makes me feel like I'm contributing to something again, something I've missed since finishing high school. I didn't even get to finish my last semester on campus, so maybe I'm just searching for closure. He says, nobody needs too much, Angry Adam, but thank you for the work and the vigor, and it's not just a breath of fresh air for society, it's the life support machine society is currently hooked up to. Well, Adam, to be characterized as your life support means the world to us and the team, so don't you dare keep your thoughts to yourself. You can send us your trash talk anytime to talk@ryanjesperson.com. Coming up early next week, our coverage will continue. Of course, Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Will be following the Alberta budget, the implications, and everything else developing. Monday, you will not want to miss former Canadian diplomat Chris Alexander. He'll be joining us as part of a star-studded lineup right here on Real Talk. In the meantime, make sure you like, share, subscribe to our content, and tell all your friends you heard it on Real Talk. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.